Hi parents, this is just a short video on how the recording sheet works for each chapter and how students are preparing for the chapter exams and quizzes as we go along. So each chapter will have a recording sheet like this. This is for the grade 9s for chapter 4, and it'll be similar. There's the calculus, math 31. Here's one of the math 30s for where we're at right now. Let's just look at this one for math 9, and you'll see that every single day is outlined with exactly what we'll be doing that day, the questions that they should do in the book, and if there are any worksheets, and any special instructions that I have for them. And then it'll say the review days and the chapter exam days. So assignments, they should cross off as they finish, and each day write or circle what you still need to finish if they haven't finished, and cue and write the number for the questions that you need to ask. So along here, if this person had any questions, they would just put a cue number 1, so they would remember that that's what they would be asking the next day. And then when they're finished, they check it off. Down here are the homework quizzes for each section. So after they've done the section, they should be prepared and able to do random questions that are very similar to the ones they've done. These homework quizzes give them a good test of what they know after they have done all the work, and hopefully point out some areas where maybe they need some clarity. So those homework quizzes are back here in this lovely box that has a super ugly label. So let's say that we were doing the grade 9, 4.1 off of that paper. So we would take the quiz, 4.1, and it gives us a nice little 2 questions on that one. Most of them are just a page long. A couple questions, give them a try, see if you for sure know what you're doing. So your student will take the quiz. They can do those at home if they want, and then they will mark it. So, for example, if we take, let's take this person's that we have handed in already. So, here is the quiz, and for this one, this is an overhead that we'll just lay on top to mark. And so they could look at each of them and determine whether they had them right or not. I tell them to be harsh with themselves on the marking because that will help them know what areas they might need to look at. So let's look at then the next one. And we will find the homework quiz answers for this. And you'll notice in the answers, the solutions, I have all of the work that they should be showing, and it'll tell where the marks go for each of these. So if we're comparing, we've got 3 over 7 equals 5 over x, yep, and x equals the 1167. So here's what we're looking for here, and this is a good example of being careful when you are marking, because this is not identical to what I have written here. So because this says equals, this would mean this equals this, which is not true. This is just a little technical notation mark that be very careful when your student is marking so that they pick up on those things and that they don't lose half a mark on the test at the end of the chapter. So yes, picky, but it works out really well and helps their brain figure out what needs changed. So then they would finish off and go through all of the quizzes. These you would do as we work. So as you finish 4.1 and the worksheet, then you would do the quiz that goes along with it that day or take it home. 4.2, 4.3, so do the ones that go with that. Same thing as you finish. Any of these can be done multiple times so that they can get enough practice and be confident and ready to write the exams. At the end of the chapter, they'll hand in a recording sheet with all of the worksheets that we did in the chapter. all the review, along with all the homework quizzes, and if they've done them again, they'll hand in both of the review quizzes. And then that's what they will hand in before they write the chapter exam. The recording sheet will allow you to check in your students' work or worksheets that they've done the required work for each day. That will help them with the understanding. Then they should have a quiz done for each section, which will have checked their understanding and also pointed out areas where they might need extra practice. If they need extra practice, these quizzes that they've already done would be a perfect place to start. I hope this helps and lets you know exactly what your student has been working on every day.